Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. Welcome in. So, I just wanted to jump on again today and talk a little bit more about what I'm going through. Yesterday, I had kind of dropped the bombshell. For some of you, it was a bombshell. For some of you, it was not unexpected that I'm taking a pretty drastic turn in intuitive butterfly. And in the process, I'm also making changes to myself physically. I'm taking some steps to a more healthy lifestyle. Um, not getting any younger. I mean, how many of us are getting any younger? I mean, on the inside, I still feel like I'm in my late 20s or early 30s, but the honest God truth is I'm in my 50s. Um, I know for some of you that may be a little bit of a shock. I jumped on a call a couple of weeks ago, and the client thought I was actually in my 30s, and I'm not. I'm in my 50s. So, um, some of you who've been following me for some time may know that about 4 years ago, I developed gallstones. And I had a severe gallbladder attack, the very first attack I ever had. I was in Mexico. I thought I was dying. I thought that my appendix had ruptured. I was pretty convinced that I was going to be leaving my son that night or that morning. Uh, I ended up in the hospital. Special shout out to my very dear friend Maria, who um, her Spanish is impeccable. She's very bilingual. So she rushed over to the hospital to act as my translator. And after a couple of hours in the hospital, they were able to get the gallbladder attack under control. There were no signs of any infection. And I was taken off the emergency surgery list and instead referred to a surgeon who was going to do the gallbladder removal a couple of weeks down the road. I was pretty upset that morning. I wanted the gallbladder out after having experienced such, uh, it was traumatic. Let's leave it there. But in the 3 weeks between my very first gallbladder attack, making some adjustments to my diet, and not having another attack, I did some research, a lot of research about exactly what the gallbladder is and what it does in our bodies, how it works, and the pros and cons of having the gallbladder removed. And at that time, I opted to not have my gallbladder removed. And instead, I looked at doing an apple fast or apple cleanse, as they call it. And here I am 4 years later. I still have my gallbladder intact. And I was told that it would be really important for me to do the gallbladder flush minimum twice a year. So some of you may be saying, okay, what is a gallbladder flush? In a nutshell, now I want to make this disclaimer. This is not medical advice. I am not recommending this for anyone. This is my personal experience based on the research that I did and what happens to work for my body. This is not medical advice. I'm not recommending this. Please, if you're having gallbladder issues of any kind, do your own research, talk to your own medical practitioners, whether those be naturopathic or allopathic, but make your own choices and decisions on what works best for you. Okay, so gallbladder, gallbladder apple fast cleanse. In a nutshell, you consume nothing but apples and apple products for 3 days. That means apple juice, applesauce, eating regular apples. And You can also consume some apple cider vinegar during this time as well. And the theory behind this is that gallstones are made up of cholesterol and fats. And the pectin from the apples softens the gallstones. The apple cider vinegar then breaks up those fatty balls that are in the gallbladder into smaller ones. And after eating nothing but apples and apple products for 3 days, on the evening of the third day, you drink a concoction of some salts, some olive oils, and an acidic. So lots of people who don't like things really sour will opt for grapefruit juice. I personally go for lemon juice. You drink that back, you go to bed, and at about 4 o'clock in the morning, all hell breaks loose in your body. It is a little bit uncomfortable, to say the least. You will evacuate your your body. That would be my cat pulling things down behind me. Um, but you feel amazing. By about noon the next day, you feel absolutely fantastic. Um, if you are so inclined, you may want to, just a moment. No, no. Really? You have to destroy my office all the time, huh? You drive me crazy, cat. You drive me crazy. Ah, kittens. Um, my intention is to do the 3 days and then move into the master cleanse. Now, again, not medical advice by any means. Do your own research. I have done. Really? Oh my goodness. It's like having a 2-year-old in the house again. Get down the stairs. Get, get down the stairs. Ah, okay. Where was I? Master cleanse. I have done the master cleanse years and years ago. I was able to reset my hormones sufficiently enough to evade a full hysterectomy. So there is something to alternative health. I'll say that. But again, this is not medical advice. I'm not authorized to give you medical advice. I'm just talking about my experiences. So, where am I at today? I am halfway through day 2 of the apple fast cleanse, which means tomorrow evening, I get to do the flush. And then Sunday, I'm hoping to move into 3 or 4 days of the master cleanse. How am I feeling? I'm actually feeling really good. Not super hungry. On this apple fast or cleanse, you can have as many apples as you want. So, you know, that's a pretty big apple. I had one of these yesterday. Um, I'm eating one now. This is my apple for tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good. I did go swimming this morning. I normally swim minimum a mile. I swam 3/4 of a mile today. I just felt it wasn't necessary to push my body that hard. Did I cheat? Yep. Yep. Yeah. Last night, sitting there watching some TV, and the habit overcame me. I wanted something other than another damn apple. I had a big bowl of sauerkraut. Now, I know some of you are expecting me to say that I had a big bag of chips or something like that. No, I actually resisted that. I resisted that urge, but I did have a big bowl of sauerkraut. So yeah, not much I can do about that. But I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to allow that to stop me or slow me down. I might post another video a little bit later today, let people know how I'm coping with it, but I can tell you there's been no hunger. I'm not hungry. When you do a fast or a cleanse, it's really interesting to delve into your own psyche and your own relationship with food. This video was supposed to be maybe a 7 or 8 minute long video. It's been 11 minutes. But if you've made it this far in the video, I would encourage you to do some research for yourself about fasting and cleansing. And I would encourage you to explore your own relationship with food, especially at this time of the year as we move into springtime. That's the other reason to do a fast or a cleanse sort of at this time of the year or into March. Um, because our ancestors also would get to the point where they would be getting down in their larders, a little bit less food in the cupboards at this time of the year. And so they would actually end up doing involuntary fasting in February, March, and April for a lot of our ancestors. So, again, I encourage each and every one of you to explore your relationship with food, explore how food makes you feel when you eat different varieties of food, whether you feel healed or not after even going as long as 12 hours without food, intermittent fasting, all of these things, they are a very personal and individual choice. But it's also something that in our modern society, we no longer encourage people to delve into. Instead, we put these experts up on, oh, here we go. I'm going to get up on my soapbox here. We put experts up on pedestals and we take their advice without doing our own research and our own exploration. And that includes doing our own exploration into how foods make us feel, make our bodies feel. How do our bodies react to different foods? I've recently I was at a doctor's office and it was a new doctor's office and they asked me if I was allergic to anything. And I said, yes, I'm allergic to aspartame. And they went, nobody's allergic to aspartame. Excuse me? And I'm also allergic to MSG. You give me MSG and I'm going to end up in the hospital. Oh, nobody's actually allergic to those. That was what the doctor said to me. Okay, I know what the reaction is when those products end up in my body. So for A doctor who many of us put on a pedestal to come right out and say no and vilify me and my body's reaction to a toxic product going into it, for him to disempower me by saying nobody's actually allergic to those products. Yeah, actually, they are. So, again, this video is getting longer than I wanted it to be, but I do encourage each and every one of you, when you put something into your mouth and it goes into your body, within 30 minutes of consumption of what you are putting in your body, take 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and sit with your body and say, how did you like that meal? Was there anything in that meal that made butterflies in your stomach and made your body feel good? Or was there something in that meal that tied your stomach up in knots and made you feel uncomfortable? I honestly believe that if I had seen a video like this encouraging me to begin the practice of exploring how my physical body reacts to the physical foods that I'm putting into it, if I had done that years ago, I might not be in a position of having to try and save one of the organs in my body. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I will continue to update people. Hopefully, I won't get quite so much on my soapbox in the future. uh, yeah, but I will update everyone a little bit later today, let you know how I'm feeling, let you know how I'm doing on this. And hopefully the cat won't be pulling things down behind me. Oh, one last thing, you'll notice that I'm all bundled up. When you fast and cleanse, um, you will feel a little bit more chilly. That's perfectly normal. So just be prepared to bundle up a little bit. All right. I will check in with everyone a little bit later. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.